The Hero Series 5, which ended in mid-2018, is the last acknowledged installment in the Hero series. At the moment, both that and the previous installment, the Hero Series 4, are privated. The reason given for this is the confusing dual series arc regarding the selected and original idea by me. I decided to keep the Hero series as a franchise where it was just hero versus villain. It didn't have to get confusing and poorly explained, and it is a fair amount cringe as well past Hero Series 3. But since 2018, there were some examples of when I've tried to continue the Hero series. The first time I tried to continue the Hero series was after the summer of 2018, so the same year as 5, after a holiday to Spain, which at the time was one of the bootleg capitals of the world. It isn't anymore, but at the time it was. While we were there, and you can see the footage on screen, we saw the Hero Factory figures in store, actually sold on shelves, well, in stores, for the first time since the series was discontinued in 2014. I thought it would be great to do a hypothetical Hero series called Hero Series 7 Attack of the Bootlegs. Wouldn't it be great to see actual Hero Factory figures battling bootlegs and I could give them some origin story? I thought it was great, and the reason why I didn't end up making this is because I was still turned off the idea of making a new Hero series because of the failure of the finale of Hero Series 5, which I go into detail a bit more in the previous video. But essentially, the finale was a pain to make. It had to be re-recorded, which is the first time that's ever had to happen in the Hero series, and it was easier just to private the whole thing. If that's the conclusion I came to, you can probably figure out the rest. But the reason why I call it Hero Series 7 Attack of the Bootlegs is because in 2019 I would actually record a Hero Series 6. I've disowned it, and the reason why I filmed it was because I just bought Next 2.0 and Nitro Blast, who were two figures that I never had while I was doing the Hero Series 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The plot itself is completely terrible, and it takes place entirely in my room. It's difficult to figure out what's what, and this was privated incredibly quickly. I don't consider it an expansion on Hero Series 5 or its own series at all. It just wasn't fun, and I knew I could do better even then, so I dropped it, and it was actually so bad that I haven't recorded anything relating to the Hero series since. So although Attack of the Bootlegs never happened and the Hero Series 6 was complete trash, there is actually one more example of a time that I have tried to continue the Hero series. One of the other privated videos on this channel around the time of the Hero Series 5's conclusion is a teaser for the next installment. At the time, this would have been the Hero Series 6. This was going to be a movie where it was essentially a civil war between villains and heroes. So there would be some villains and heroes on one side, and some villains and heroes on the other. I actually did end up recording some of this between 5 and 6, and I put inverted commas around 6. It was shaky, it was low quality, because I was at that time still using the same camera that I recorded Hero Series 2 on. In general, the Hero Series Armageddon fell through because I wasn't impressed with the quality, and it was also pretty directionless as well. It wasn't the right way to follow up Hero Series 5, which had an incredibly complicated arc. So I made the executive decision this year to private Hero Series 5, Hero Series 4, and Hero Series 6. Production on Hero Series Armageddon ended very quickly, and Attack of the Bootlegs never came to fruition. At this time, there's been 6 years since the last Hero series, which is around the same amount of time it actually existed. I'm not going to give any hints or pointers towards the future, but it would need to be a quality that I can be impressed with. I think another reason why the Hero Series 5 was so easy to private, despite the work that went into it, because it took like a year to make 6 or 7 episodes, is because I fell out of love with it. I think towards the end of Hero Series 5 I knew I could do better, and I thought after a year it would be better. That's why I took Next 2.0 and recorded Hero Series 6, but no. That's pretty much all I've got to say. That's every time that I've tried to continue the Hero series. This isn't like some big 6-year hiatus. There was a time where I did try to continue it. Also check out the previous video, because it has been 10 years since Hero Factory was discontinued. I made a little video to mark that. And there was also a video released quite recently about the leak of the Hero Factory set prototypes, so that's available on the channel as well. Thank you. End of story. Also check out the previous video when we talk about 10 years since the Hero Factory set franchise Also, check out the previous video where we talk about the 10th anniversary of the Hero Factory set being discontinued. Also, check out the previous video where we talk about the Hero Factory set being. Also, check out the previous video where we talk about Hero Factory being discontinued. Also, check out the previous video where we talk about.